faster. Oh, that's fun.
So you wanna go to war with me? You're talking like you think you're royalty. You think that I'm afraid, but I don't break. I heard you question my stability. You think I'll fall just like a guillotine, but I am here to stay. Won't look away. The storm is coming, so you better start running. No, you can't control it. My bones, I'm coming for the, coming for the. Coming for the throne. But I am here to stay. Won't look away. The storm is coming, so you better start running.
Let's try that again. This is ROK'n Sno live with your girl Snow White. I am super excited to be here today. This is my very first live stream on my channel. It's been a while. I know you guys have been asking me to do this, and the time has finally arrived, guys. And you're going to be seeing a lot more of me more often. We do have someone to thank for that, actually. I need to give a big shout out to Tekka Gaming. He is an Arabic YouTuber for Rise of Kingdoms, and he's super funny and hilarious. So please make sure you check out his channel and help support him by subscribing. So guys, a little bit about my channel, actually. I started just a few months ago, and off season I do a lot of that again. This is ROK'n Sno. I do a lot of guides. Girl Snow White. I am super excited to be here today. I'm getting a audio playback stream on my channel. I think we're getting some mixed up audio here. Me to do this, and the time has finally arrived, guys. There we go. Let's fix that. All right. Sorry about that, guys. It is my first time YouTubing, so bear with me if I click the wrong buttons and I disconnect us, because it may happen. So, oopsie. Anyway, so as I was saying, off season, I do a lot of guides for Rise of Kingdoms. They're really short, easy to understand guides for low power and free-to-play players mainly. They do offer a lot of tips and tricks that anybody can use in order to stay competitive, especially against those pay-to-win players. Because you all know that as a free-to-play or a low spender, you need to be very choosy with your account investments. There's plenty of do's and don'ts videos on my channel, so make sure you check those out, because guys, if there's ever been any mistakes that you can make in Rise of Kingdoms, you better believe I made them. Yep, I've made every single mistake there possibly is, so that's why I know all the do's and don'ts to avoid. And also, I actually need to mention something to the rock community about Soroli. Guys, we really are struggling with Soroli event. I find people have very little idea of how to actually do Soroli. So I have some really great guides that I want everybody to watch, because I get so frustrated trying to do random matchmaking with these, with these whales that come on and just try to use brute force. But that's not the way, guys. There is a strategy. Especially Astrid. Oh my God, when I see people running around the field like a chicken with their head cut off, it drives me insane. So please, guys, make sure you check out those guides. Now, on season, when we're in KVK, or if there's an arc or something, I will start live streaming, and Normally on season I, what I actually do is something called Rock Tales of Snow White. It's something you probably have never seen before because I'm the only person doing it at the moment. But what I do is I tell a story of the event and things that led up to that moment. So we all know, there's a lot of dramas in the kingdom. There's a lot of gossip, a lot of dirt. So I take all the fighting scenes, I feed it through, I add some chats, emails, conversations. Pretty much think of me as like TMZ. I expose all the dirt and gossip in the game for everybody to see. Because, I've become like an investigative journalist. And when I'm on the prowl, no one is safe. So be careful what you send out there because you never know. It may be in one of my videos. Now, I do have people who also send me messages that want me to cover their kingdoms. And I definitely will do that as well. So yeah, if you guys have any content, screenshots, or if there's a civil war happening, you can let me know. I'll record it and hopefully we can come up with a good story for your kingdom as well. Now guys, I do actually have a lot of things planned for us today. I have a guest speaker, a guest free-to-play whale actually, I should say, who's going to be joining us. His name is Executioner, and he is from my current kingdom of 2390, which I just migrated to. Now, let me see if I can get him on here without disconnecting everything. Exy, are you there?
Hey, Snow White.
Hey, how are you, sweetheart?
I'm fine. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Thanks for having me here.
Thank you for being here. I'm super excited to do this with you. And I wanted to definitely thank you so much and just get to know you a little bit. Maybe let the audience know. So you're a complete free-to-play player, right?
Yeah. So basically, I am from India, and as you know, the game is banned in our country.
Yeah.
But apart from that, I am a complete free-to-play player. Yeah.
Awesome. I was trying to load your profile. Unfortunately, I'm getting a super bad lag on the system at the moment, so I won't be able to do that. But how long have you been playing right now?
I'd say it's almost around 2 years. I started playing in 1940.
Yeah.
And as you know, as we start a new account, there is a lot of mistakes we do as a new player.
Yeah.
So I kind of messed up that account back then. But then I came to know about the jumper groups, and I actually joined one. That's where I met Scotty, and we've been playing ever since.
Awesome. Yeah, you guys, honestly, you run such a tight ship. I mean, the leadership in 2390, I've been to about 10 different kingdoms, and I've got to tell you, it's spot on, buddy. Like, you guys are on the ball. There's always a title giver. There's always, the king is always online, or rotating king. R4s are always available, and not only in the main alliances, but pretty much all the alliances in the kingdom. I think you guys have probably so organized, like really a lot of experience. It just shows. It really does show when you're in that kingdom compared to the other kingdoms that I've been in.
That's true. Because see, for running a kingdom, we definitely need a good management team, and I'm very proud to say that our whole management team, especially Panda and Scotty, are like everyone supports each other, and we always look after each other. So
Yeah,
that's
you
how
do.
we have been focusing. The our focus is like the whole kingdom is just one big family for us, and we try our best to make the gaming experience better for everyone.
Yeah, you really do. Honestly, this is I'm so happy to be in this kingdom compared to all the negative, toxic kingdoms that I've been exposed to. I'll get into that later on, but I've just been to so many kingdoms looking for my forever home, and I think I finally found it in 2390. So super happy and thankful. Actually, I don't know if you can see on screen if there's a delay or not for you, but I'm streaming what you guys are seeing right here. This is just maybe a week ago when we were in KVK 3. and the executioner random teleported into the enemy zone and got imprisoned. Can you see that? Are you able to see it? Exy, are you there?
I'm trying. The voice would be a little disrupted. Sorry for that. Yeah, but I can see.
You can see it, yeah? So what exactly happened? Did you plan on just get like random teleporting? Were you looking forward to getting imprisoned?
I wasn't looking for an imprisonment, but I was trying. As you can see, that we had a good field control over there, and I was trying to, get a good location. So, I can just pick up some marches here and there, and then disrupt their enforcements, right? So, and somehow it landed me near the enemy gate, and then somehow they imprisoned me. But I wasn't nervous because I knew my kingdom was nearby, and as we have been against 76, and I kind of knew that even if they imprisoned, it won't be that good for them.
Yeah, well, you got lucky you landed where you did and we were all there. Because if you were any further away, I don't know, it would have been the risky challenge there. But
No, definitely.
you can see everybody was around you from the enemy trying to swarm your city. And then here we all come to the rescue. Save our noob. I love that marker, save the noob.
Yeah. That's our joke, and I can that we often use for
You're definitely not a noob,
So,
that's for sure.
so basically, like, if as you know that our seed was a little low, and 76 wasn't that active enough. So I did take the risk of random teleporting. If I was in some other KVK in a higher seed, I'd be more cautious.
Yeah, your troops, were they all inside? Because I think you had all your marches outside.
Yeah, so basically, I was fighting there, like taking up marches, and until the rally arrived, I was just, fighting against the enemy with the ball.
Yeah, you took a big chance, but you knew your kingdom would come and save you, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I have faith in these guys. So you
Yeah,
can see that there
definitely.
was just one single marker, and then everybody suddenly appears.
Yeah, I was really close by, and then as soon as I saw, oh my God, you're imprisoned, I'm like, gotta go save my buddy, my partner in crime. That
So
was
it was
awesome.
definitely fun.
You
I mean,
actually,
they were so their field, there were a lot of troops in the field, but by the time the rally hit, I mean, as you can see in the video,
yeah.
it was all clear.
Yeah, there was nobody left. We cleared the entire field and then we swarmed the rally before it even hit you.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we got all the kills for you. Thanks, buddy.
I was actually having a troll garrison in there. I had a city keeper first, just
Did
to
you?
troll them. Yeah, and then later on, just before the rally got hit, I switched it to Saladin and Ramsey.
Okay, clever, clever, clever. So you had all your marches out. Did you have anti-scout on?
Not really, but I did have the deceptive troop tokens on. Yeah.
Okay. Because I know you were trying to bubble, but you were able to bubble, weren't you?
No, no, no. I didn't bubble at all.
No, I know you
Because
didn't.
the rally melted, and my I just recalled my troops so that I had all the troops inside the maximum as much as I can, and I healed my hospital completely. But then after they one rally, I think they gave up, so I didn't bubble at all. It was fun.
Yeah, because I remember when I got locked in once and I tried to bubble, and I wasn't in war frenzy, and I was waiting for the rally to get closer before I bubbled. And it was an Attila Takeda rally, and all my troops were actually outside of my castle hiding in a flag and had anti-scout on. And when the rally came, I went to hit the bubble, and people reinforced me. So the rally hit, and I was so scrambling trying to kick people out of my castle in order so I can bubble. And yeah, it wasn't a good idea. So luckily you didn't have that problem because I know there was people reinforcing you inside. So I didn't know if you
Yeah, that's
tried to bubble and then you couldn't, and so you ended up just taking a little bit of a hit. That's your report.
no.
Not a bad exchange
I,
at all.
yeah, I actually intended to take the rally, as I know it was a low seed and we were in KVK 3,
Yeah.
I took the risk. As you know, next we have the KVK for the season of Conquest. So I will not recommend any F2P to, randomly
Yeah,
teleport because
definitely.
taking the rally is quite
We were
hard.
so bored in this KVK because our enemies didn't fight, and we were just begging for them to come and rally and imprison us. Everybody was just random teleporting, and you were the only one, actually, I think, that really got locked. Barely anybody else got imprisoned.
Yeah, it was fun.
Your luck, of course.
Later on, if you see the line shot, everyone was laughing crazy.
Yeah, it was
But
good.
yes, definitely.
So, actually, this brings a really good question to a lot of my low power subscribers and watchers. One question I do have, because obviously you're free to play, so you know how difficult it is to, increase your account and your troops and all that. So, what do you think is a good role for a low power player to have in KVK? What do you think they should do?
Um, if you can be a little more precise, like as you know, we have different seasons, right? So if you say in the early game, the low power players and low spenders can just be, fighting together, and they can help the whales with the resources, right? And reinforcement of structures is something that everyone has to do, and it's very
Right,
helpful since they do not have max commanders and stuff or good equipments. So it's actually better to reinforce high power player rallies and
right,
structures which are garrisoned by them. um,
exactly.
same same like now we're going to enter the season of conquest, right? So as we know, there is crystal tech, and it does create a big difference between the free to players and the spenders. So I just recommend that we have some good commanders first. Like as you know, we are waiting for a little bit of time so that we can get as many SOC commanders we can.
Yeah,
And after that, as a free to play or low spender, we should try to be fighting. We should try to fight mostly inside our murder balls. Because that's where you do have some protection from your higher power players, or your friends or your group is over there fighting together, right?
right.
So somewhere, yeah. And then if you are very low, or if you can't fight anymore, or your commanders are not really that good, reinforcing structures is a really good option for them.
Right.
Like we do have a lot of time in between KVKs nowadays, because we can select the KVK we want to participate in.
Right.
So we do have a good time to rebuild again. And yeah, if you do have some extra resources and your whales are running out of resources, definitely it's a very good help. It basically helps the whole kingdom, because sometimes these whales are what most of the time they help you with the rallies,
Yeah.
reinforce they are the rally leaders, they are the garrison leaders, and sometimes they run out of resources. So a good help from the low power players can be of resources can be of good use.
Well, you see, here's where I have an issue sometimes. If you are a low power player and you're free to play, let's say, it is difficult to fight on field. Regardless, really, of what season you're in, if you're not meeting that kingdom's power requirement, let's say, on field, you're gonna get destroyed. It's just the obvious. Your turn on your kills are not going to be good. Your trades are going to be bad. Trying to face any T5 or even a T4 with an expertise legendary commander and you're running epic, it's not going to be a good trade. So for me, as a low power player in a kingdom where you have more strength, more whales, I definitely don't recommend fighting open field unless maybe you're in the murder ball and you use good technique and you stay away from getting targeted. Definitely a murder ball is okay. Other than that, I mean, I kind of just agree with reinforcing rallies and stuff. But here's where I have a little issue as well. Because you're limited on so much troops, you don't have an infinite amount of speed ups and stuff. As a low power player, if you're reinforcing these rallies or, trying to defend flags and stuff, you are going to be killing most of your troops. So, I mean, is it a good idea to do that? It's necessary. I get it. You want to fight. You obviously want to partake. But is it the most ideal way of fighting on field by sacrificing your troops as a low power player? I don't know. It's a bit hard for me to say yes to people.
Yeah, it is actually a quite technical question because as you're a low power player, your resources are less, your technology power is low, so because of that, your trades are not very good.
Right,
But if we have a huge number of players, like our kingdom is basically focused on having good active players, right? Good
right.
fighters. So as you can see, the more people we have, together we are playing in a murder ball.
Yeah.
Somewhere you do sometimes get a good report, like if you use your AOE commanders like
Yes.
YSG, Sun Tzu, or Ethelflaed, right?
Right.
So, I mean, it is hard. It is hard to get some good trades, but if you do know the fighting techniques, like if you are getting targeted, you can quickly pull back and then go back again. Like you do. I have seen one of your videos about do's and don'ts of the murder ball fight, right? So that's somewhere people can look up for some tips. But I mean, if you are low on troops, it is you have to be very careful with how you use them, right?
Exactly.
Because at least nowadays from KVK 1 to KVK 3, we at least have a 30% troop return,
Yeah.
and KVK 4 onwards we do have a good 50% return.
Yes,
So
thankfully.
you can, yeah, exactly. Earlier we used to get nothing back. It was quite
Exactly.
heartbreaking. So, but nowadays you can see like people are like quite engaged in fighting because see all the off seasons we are just bored doing rallies and stuff.
Yeah, it's
But
Farmville season at the
we
moment for us.
exactly. But people do want to fight. It's a fighting game. It's a strategy game.
Right.
So you have to be very I'd say choosy about what you do, but have a saving mentality. Like, don't just go zero yourself until and unless your kingdom really needs everyone to give their 100%.
Yeah.
But a good 50%, if you give, if as a low player, if you give around 50% also, that's a good help for the kingdom, right?
Exactly. And the other thing you did mention about donating resources to whales, you see, that's another thing. I understand if you're not a fighter and you're low power, sure. If you like to play Farmville, I definitely agree you should be supporting those whales that are fighting for the kingdom. But if you're a fighter yourself but a low power, I definitely don't think that they should be donating resources. I think they can use that to develop their accounts. On one hand, I mean, I don't like donating to whales because they have it in the chests. Those spenders are holding back plenty of resources in those chests. So forcing a free-to-play player or a low-power player to kind of give all their resources that they can use to develop their account and potentially be able to help the kingdom down the road, it kind of, I'm iffy on that one too, but it is what it is. I guess you donate what you can or what you want. It shouldn't be forced. Definitely something I don't think stats for KVK rewards, especially for low power, shouldn't be based so much on donating resources to whales because it's just not really fair. And free to play,
Yeah,
I'm all about being fair.
I mean, I do kind of agree with that, but I mean, as you can see in our kingdom, we really don't force anyone to,
Yeah.
give away your resources. It's mostly voluntary, but it depends from kingdom to kingdom because sometimes, your whales or your higher power players are really in need of resources, and then sometimes they are the one that help you get that victory, right?
Yeah.
So it's like a 50-50 thing. You can donate. You if you don't want to, you can keep
Yeah,
it
it should
yourself.
be up to you because
Um,
I know a lot of kingdoms include the resource donation part of the stats for the end of KVK rewards. And I understand it, but it shouldn't be it shouldn't be a big factor into who gets the rewards and stuff because sometimes low power, they really try to fight. They don't get good kill return rates. They spend a lot of resources, and then at the end you're not really rewarding them, and that just discourages them from really trying in the future. But that's the thing I love about 2390. You guys really, we reward everybody. It's like it's not about just the whales or T5 players. It's truly like we bring 20 million in our main alliance. Come if you want to fight. Come to Ruins if you want to fight there. Everyone's welcome. Everyone gets the fair opportunity. And really, that makes this game really good because, look, at the end of the day, free to play is the backbone of the game. We know without, we are the ones that do all the events. We're always online, available 24/7, farming and doing all necessary things that we need to. Whereas the whales come and they'll come and battle, they'll kick some butt, and then it's like see you next KVK.
yeah, that definitely depends on the kingdom. Like you can see, our kingdom is like quite active. Our
Yeah,
like even in the top alliances, if you are in the top alliance and you are a whale, there is no special treatment like for everyone. If you are in the top alliance, you have to be active one way or the other, and you have
exactly.
to be so this is something that we often keep in mind because it's like it helps everyone to be able to contribute as per their caliber, right?
Right. And one more thing, what do you think about free to play players? What should they be in? Like, which event should they push on? Because MGE, realistically, it's quite difficult for free to play to really be competitive, especially against whales that are just gemming through or spending the money on winning MGE. So I find that is a difficult event for them to try to achieve anything on. But other events, you find like power upgrade or anything, do you recommend any specific event for a free to play to really try to push?
So as far as MG goes, most of the kingdoms do have a fixed MGs. So like in 2390, we often try to have a good balance. Like we often try to get players, the low power players, as you can see in our previous MGs, even the low power players were able to, unlock the commander they applied for.
Yeah,
But if you but most of the time a kingdom has to look for those garrison leaders and those rally leaders, and then most of the time these commanders are in MGs. So
right,
it's really important to give the MGs to someone who can just has a very good talented equipments and can is a big whale, he's a spender, he
right.
can instantly max the commanders and stuff. So it really depends on the kingdom, but if you say you want to participate in the events, I think the one that you mentioned, those power up events are a good place to for the F2Ps to shine. um, but it can't be like you can just keep on competing in every event because
Yeah,
since
you
our
can.
resources, speed ups and everything is limited,
Yeah.
sometimes we can save for a month and then go full on the next upcoming event and something like that, and go to get a good top rank and get those gold heads, which can be very
Exactly.
helpful.
Yeah, with power upgrade I like because you can do your building. So it doesn't just have to be troop training. So you can do buildings, research, all that. But definitely you got to plan, you got to save up. so you can do one big push so you can come on top. But you definitely can't be competing in every single one of those events. It's just you have to save as a free to play. It's just the way it is.
I actually did one push during the. I had a second account, which is now a T5 account, but I've given it to one of my friends. So what I did was I was a 34 million player, and I actually had a lot of speed ups and resources saved up. So we had the Power of Zenith, Zenith of Power event, and I
Yeah.
actually pushed around a good 16 million power in that. So I was
Wow.
able to
Nice.
get in top 20, but it was a lot of savings to be honest at that time.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I've been saving and saving, and every event I'm like, this one, maybe not. Next one. So I'm still saving,
that
guys. One day I'll explode.
that happens. That
Yeah,
happens a lot.
it
That
does,
used to
right?
happen with me as well.
Well,
Yeah,
because you see, right? You
I was
see, you think you want to start, and then you see the power level already, and you're like, maybe not. You get discouraged.
Yeah, I mean that's where like these events are like 2 day events, right? So I'd always recommend you to wait till the second day
Yeah,
and push in the second day, so you have a good idea on where you can get a
yeah.
good power up and a good rank, right? So that way you won't be wasting your resources, your speed ups, but
Mm,
also on the other hand you'll be able to get a good rank.
exactly. Definitely agree with you there. Well, thank you so much, XD. I mean, I really appreciate. I know it's super late for you at the moment, and you want to go to bed, and we've been waiting to do this live stream for a couple of weeks now. So I
Yeah,
really
it's fine.
appreciate you coming on. Thank you so much, babe.
Hey, thanks a lot for having me.
Yeah, I'll definitely bring you back next time, guys. We'll have him here and we'll ask him some other questions. If anybody actually has any questions for Exy at the moment, you guys can feel free to ask him. He can answer anything you guys want before I let him go, and he can go to bed and have sweet dreams. Let's see what's going on here in the chat. There's so many people talking. I'm sorry, guys. I'm having a hard time struggling going back and forth reading all this. Hi, Lambo. Nice to see you. Bacon Strip is here too. Actually, is there any other tips or points that you have for anybody on free to play on how they can grow their account to be like you?
Um, it does take a lot of time because my account is like now 700, 800 days old.
Yeah.
So, but a big thing is that you definitely need some good commanders,
Yes.
and for that you have to be very choosy with how you use your gold heads.
Exactly. This is the biggest key, guys. Watch those gold heads. Do not invest improperly. Be wise with your heads.
Because we all have made those mistakes in investing in some stupid commander.
Yeah.
Then, like for example, when we start, we often see Richard, and we're like, "Oh, it's a great commander." We are new players, and we definitely don't know how he does loses his values as
Yeah.
we go further in the game. So there are
Exactly.
often players who, in fact, we had some players in 2390 where they actually invested in Richard. They made it five five five
I
one
hate
five five five
Richard.
three or they five.
I'm guilty
They-
on my farm, eh? I invested in Richard. Yeah, not a good choice.
yeah, that happens a lot. So sometimes I often, are me and there are a few other F2Ps in our alliance. They often guide each other on, what commander you have to be investing in, where you
Yeah.
should not
And
waste your
now,
gold heads because gold head for us is quite hard to get.
yes, very hard. I'm struggling to collect to even max out Scipio, so I'm hoping when he comes out, I can try to get him at close to max and then sacrifice either Nevsky, just unlock him and have to
Yeah,
save heads just to try to get him somewhat decent.
it's it,
So
it's a tough choice, but it's a
the rock
whole other
struggles.
segment. If you actually go into the commanders, it's a big section you can definitely speak about. Um, There's a lot to speak about the commanders actually.
Yeah, we'll have another session where I'll bring you on and you can go wild with commander talk. Because it's honestly,
And
that's a whole other segment of 5 hour stream right there, just talking about commanders, that's for sure. But thank you so much, Actually, I really appreciate having you here. I will definitely bring you back, and I will definitely be talking to you tomorrow in the kingdom.
all right, Snow White. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome, sweetie. Have a
See
great
you.
night. Sleep well.
Good night. Good night. Thank you. Bye,
Bye.
everyone.
Bye. So guys, that was Executioner from 2390 My Kingdom. He's an awesome guy. He's my partner. Oh, and one thing I need to mention, if anybody wants to play Champions of Olympia, message Executioner. He loves it. Oh, he loves to play that. Sarcasm. Anyways, guys, so a little bit about me actually and what my journey has been through Rise of Kingdoms and how I started. I actually started about 2 years ago, the time where COVID came into the world. I was on vacation in Spain and COVID came and I got quarantined and locked into pretty much a room for about 3 months. So in order not to go insane and crazy, more than I already am, I decided to download a game and I came across Rise of Kingdoms. And just like Executioner said, originally I didn't take it serious, so I made tons of mistakes when I started the game. So many mistakes that honestly, now my YouTube channel is strictly to try to help you guys avoid making all those mistakes that I did. Because really, they are costly and I'm still paying for it. You know, my gear is not good. My commander sculptures were spread across a lot of commanders. I didn't pick commanders wisely to invest in, and trying to recover all of that, not so easy, guys, not so easy. So free to play, be careful, make smart choices, and don't waste your gems and gold heads. Those are the key things you gotta keep for Rise of Kingdoms. So I actually started when I created the account in 1826. I like to call this kingdom the Kingdom of Hell. Yes, it really was hell. Why was it hell? Because of one player. Now, if anybody is watching this and it's from 1826, well, you will know the name Lee. Yes, I like to call him Infamous Lee. And why was this player so bad? Well, let's just say he had about 1.5 billion kill points before KVK 1 even started. So that just means he pretty much went around whacking everything in the kingdom, including me. Yep, I've zeroed myself trying to zero him, not knowing obviously how the game mechanics worked. So definitely not a good experience trying to swarm a whale city as a low power player. Don't do that, guys. Don't ever do that as a low power player. Don't swarm cities. And from 1826, we ended up having to actually migrate out of there before KVK 1 even started because it was just a nightmare. So I've never played KVK 1. I'll run a video of this kingdom so you guys can have a look and see what I'm talking about. The birth of Snow White.
Once upon a time, in Rise of Kingdoms, a kingdom spawned during a pandemic.
Yeah, never start a game in a pandemic, guys. A lot of angry people.
Where a special little princess was born.
That was my old name, Princess. Original.
Surrounded by her new friends. She would protect them at any cost. Unaware of the danger she'll soon have to face.
I knew the danger I was about to face.
A killer whale killing for pleasure.
This is the danger.
With his mighty strong general
and him.
on his side.
That was his partner. Oof.
They grew their massive army. killing everything in their path to the lost temple.
Look at that, full hospitals all the time.
Leaving no one to fight back.
That's me, no truth.
The princess had to face these giants. Gathering all who had remained
Not much remained,
for
guys.
one last battle to save the kingdom. But the princess knew it could
Impossible.
not win.
This is what I saw every day.
They were no match for how big the enemy was.
Look at that. Burning farms, zeroing farms.
The kingdom of ROK'n had fallen.
Zeroing cities because they were used as protection.
From the fiery ashes of the fallen dead, winter came and snow covered the kingdom.
Covered the kingdom. No,
Deep in sorrow,
yes.
losing so many along the way,
I really was in sorrow.
forced to flee the only home they ever knew,
It's tough leaving your home. It really is.
in hopes to find a
United Kingdom, what we all want. Yeah. So as you can see, 1826, not a good way. So excited to wake up in the morning, log in, play Rise of Kingdoms, but instead, what do you see? Full hospital, dead troops, resources looted, and the lovely Fate Changer package from Lilith. Great way to start your day in Rise of Kingdoms. But somehow, I still stuck it through. And you know what? Trying to migrate out of your first kingdom for some is really difficult. I know because it was difficult for me. I don't know why. It's not like it was a good kingdom, but it's just you don't know, I guess, what else you're getting yourself into. Could it be worse? Could it be better maybe? Who knows? But to be honest, we actually ended up going from 1826 to a kingdom that I like to call the Kingdom of Heaven. Italo, 1143. Back then, there was no migration rules, so you were able to migrate from KBK1 into an old kingdom. It didn't matter. So these rules have just recently been implemented that you can't do that and you have to wait until you enter Season of Conquest. But before this, it was free for all. You can jump anywhere you wanted. So we ended up going to 1143. There was about 15 of us, and our powers, guys, we ranged from 8 to 10 million. So we weren't really very big accounts. And we're going to a kingdom that's about 2 years old. And you talking about guys that are like 100 mil plus, full T5 tech, expertise, commanders, legendary, all done. And, their farms were about 40 to 70 mil power. And here we are, these 15 little tiny noobs coming in like, hello, we want to be part of your kingdom. We want to help. And you know what, guys? I have to say, I have never in my life of playing Rise of Kingdoms have seen any kingdom like 1143. Why do I call it the Heavenly Kingdom? Because it really was. The minute we got there, as tiny little power players, they gave us each 500 million resources, only to upgrade. They wanted us to develop our accounts. They wanted to invest in us if we were serious enough to play long term. They just wanted us a part of their kingdom, and it didn't matter that we were such low power. And when it came to KVK, surely we did absolutely no contribution. It was just terrible. We were just dying in the flags. But they would put us in the main alliances all the time, ensuring that we got all the rewards in order to help develop our accounts. These were not selfish whales or a selfish kingdom. And honestly, the king there, Dwiga, he was probably one of the best kings I've seen. I have to say, Scotty's also another great king, my current king. He'll kill me if I don't say that. So, You know, unfortunately, Dwigga stopped playing, but really a very well-run kingdom. Something that I would have loved to retire in that kingdom, but unfortunately, things did fall apart, which I'll get into right now. I'll show you guys the video so you can kind of see what happened in 1143.
Once upon a time, in Rise of Kingdoms, the heavenly kingdom of Italo 1143, ruled by the greatest king to ever exist.
This king. Dwigga, I love you. Come back and play.
His kingdom was so peaceful.
Guys,
no
they
one
didn't
broke
unlock their
their
alliances. It was completely unlocked. You can go anywhere you
Snow
wanted.
White had found her happy place.
My happy place, it was.
But things were not as
I guess
perfect
things are
as
never
it
as
seemed.
perfect as they seem, huh?
The king had 2 sons.
See, this guy over here, that guy.
Who did not like one another.
He didn't like this guy, GT40.
One night, as one brother slept,
Don't zero people in their sleep, guys. Give them a chance to
the
fight.
other planned to zero him.
Look at that. Killed all his troops.
The news spread of the brothers' act.
Despicable.
Everyone was in
I was
shock
mourning.
and mourning the loss. Chaos was breaking out among the people of
There
Italo,
was chaos everywhere, guys.
demanding the king take action on
And what
his
could the
son,
king do? They're both his friends, right?
not knowing how to handle the betrayal.
Poor Dwigga. I feel for you.
The king went silent.
Did
and
nothing, guys. Nothing.
causing an uproar among his people. The king knew he had lost control of his son.
Bad son.
Massive amounts
Yep. You see me?
migrated out.
That's me on the donkey right there.
Kingdom of Italo,
Bye-bye, Kingdom of Italo.
leaving Snow White
Yep.
to search
Time to find
for
another home, guys.
kingdom.
Story of my life. So you can see, a great kingdom, everything was perfect, but 2 guys had beef. So one zeroed the other while he was sleeping with a group of his friends. And this was chaos in the kingdom. People got so upset, because they were really a family. Everybody was friends, and, it was unexpected that this happened. So they had 2 options. You do civil war or you do nothing. And instead, most of the people actually, including the king, decided to abandon the kingdom, and they moved to 1139. So most of them are still playing. Unfortunately, Dwigga the king is no longer playing. So real shame what happened to this kingdom, because I have honestly never been in such a beautiful kingdom with such beautiful people. Hopefully one day it could return to its glory. So after 1143, a few of us actually, we ended up migrating back, and we went to the kingdom of 2001, which I like to call the Evil Kingdom. That's my name for it. The Kingdom of Alvir, 2001. Many of you may know, HK Osiris League is based out of there. It was an Imperium Kingdom for a while. But no, it no longer is. They just lost last KVK to, I think, 1846, which is their first loss. And then they all abandoned the kingdom. Figure that. Who knows? But this kingdom started off great. It ended up being a nightmare. Oh God, there were so many personal issues among the council and the alliances, and there was just a lot of drama in this kingdom. It was more clan-based alliances. And a lot of them, I guess maybe the language barriers sometimes and the poor communication and translations, things didn't come out really well. People misunderstood things and they would get upset. So it wasn't a pretty start in that kingdom, but I'll run you the video so you can see what I had to deal with.
Once upon a
Call him
time,
the evil prince.
in Rise of Kingdoms,
See why. Rebels.
Rebels was the most powerful alliance of 2001. The other alliances hated them.
Yeah, they hated us. They really did. We were the best, and they hated us.
They could never beat them in any challenge. So they orchestrated a coup against the rebels. To prevent war, they agreed to merge power with Chu-1. Rebels leaders thought
These were the
this
two
would
leaders
solve the
that
problem.
we had. Sassy, I think you're on. Aren't you watching this? I told you you're going to be on this one.
But the issue was much deeper and personal.
Yeah, they got personal beef. It has nothing to do with the game. Just personal beef.
Little did they know they would soon be betrayed by a wealthy,
Big man.
heartless queen
Golden chest, make it rain.
and the help of her prince.
This guy, bad business.
He's
Sassy,
Zero, the rebels'
look at
leader.
you.
Snow White was devastated, but not
I was
surprised.
devastated, truly.
Knowing their true intentions,
They had bad intentions. That's what they had.
she feared
Yep.
for her friend's safety.
They were gonna zero everybody in Rebels.
She begged the prince to stop his attack.
I really begged. I have to beg this guy.
Soon after, the prince turned his attention to Snow White and quickly took an interest
Yeah, because
in
he
her,
saw my profile pics and he's like, "Hey, girl," and I was like, "Hell no,
trying
boy."
his best to win her over, following her wherever
He's
she
hiding in
went,
my castle. This dude, get out! No one invited you.
proclaiming his love for her,
Keep your troops.
saying things he thought she wanted to hear.
I'm too clever for his tricks.
But she despised him for what he had done.
Best emoji there.
He made her sick to her stomach.
He makes me sick.
His tricks would not work on her.
Nah.
She knew that one day
That would have been
he
me.
would stab her.
He
in the
tried
back.
to zero my farm, guys, when I was sleeping.
Luckily for Snow White, the prince was called away for personal matters, allowing her time to come up with a
That's
plan.
right. Yeah. Evil prince, evil kingdom, evil, evil, evil. Everybody was evil. So they basically tricked us. Well, not us. They tricked our leaders to merging the alliance. They didn't really merge with us. They just took the alliance R5, kicked me and every other R4 off. And yeah, it was just, they turned the main alliance into a sub kind of farm alliance pretty much, which was really sad because it really was a great alliance. We had so much fun. The personalities there were amazing. So, you know, it's a shame that it had to end up the way it did because they just had personal issues and didn't like the leaders of Rebels. And that happens, I guess, in the game. But everybody suffers, so it is what it is, guys. From 2001, we actually were looking for a kingdom to escape to for a while. It took us about 6 months to finally find a kingdom that was willing to take our group because there was about 30 of us, and nobody wanted a big group to migrate into KVK2. So our list of 30 became 20, became 15, and then I think at the end was like 8 people that finally got approved, and we're just like, okay, we can't stay here anymore. We're on the chopping block, so we might as well just go. So we ended up going to Kingdom 2391, which I like to call my enemy kingdom. That's right, they are my #1 enemy. You will see a lot of videos on my channel about them. A lot of the dirty gossip and dirt that I have from them, I exposed it all, guys. Everything there was. Why? Because they're toxic, they're rude, they're insulting, and argumentative people. So why not expose what they are? So please avoid going to that kingdom or you will be my enemy kingdom. Anyways, they do have really poor organized leadership. They've had about 3 civil wars after every KVK. They've had a civil war, so just tells you what's happening over there. Not a good kingdom to definitely think about even wasting passports to go to. So I ended up staying there 1 KVK, but I decided that I need to leave before KVK. I needed to find a kingdom to accept me and leave. Once KVK was over, I was out of there because I decided I wanted to zero one of the kings. Yeah, that's right. I was pissed off and I wanted to zero somebody on my way out. So why not? So me and a bunch of rogues went crazy. I got approval from 2390, which is the kingdom I'm in currently. I got approval from the King Scotty over there. I told them, listen, I want to come to your kingdom, but before I do, I got to zero some people over here, and I'm going to be in trouble. So will you accept me for sure? And he did. So me and my crew, a couple of us, we ended up zeroing one of the kings over there. We killed a couple of little small cities that, people that were part of the council that we didn't like either. And then we split. We put a shield on for 3 days and we migrated to Kingdom 2390, Kingdom of Motto, which I like to call that, hopefully, my forever kingdom. That's right, guys. It is really an awesome kingdom. I can't brag about it enough. Executioner mentioned it earlier. This kingdom leadership, the experience. First of all, Scotty has about, I think, 9 KVK wins under him. So he knows what he's doing. He really does. And he's there. Like, we had ruins at really bad hours and everybody showed up. Like, for the low seed that we are, we behave like a seed A kingdom, which is unbelievable to see the amount of activity that goes on in this kingdom. Forts per day, I think we run anywhere from, I could be wrong, 300 to 400 easy. Like, it's just non-stop forts. There's sometimes 10 to 20 forts running, and not in just one alliance, but all the alliances in the kingdom. So really awesome leadership in this kingdom, really active alliances. All of them are active. So I'm super, super happy about it. But Scotty, if you're watching, I am a little bit upset, because I had some friends that wanted to come and they got denied. So I don't know, but it's okay. I'll forgive you this time, but I'm not happy about it, just so you know. If you accepted them, I'd be a lot happier. Maybe next time. Anyways. But you know what I love about this kingdom, guys? There is fairness for all the players across the kingdom. Everyone respects the rules. They're kind to each other. There is the kingdom rule is no talks about religions or cultures or anything like that. And I love that because really it's a game. I mean, we don't need to be bringing all that kind of political stuff into a game where we're all just trying to come and enjoy, the environment and escape from reality. That's kind of what Rise of the Kingdom is for, right? Just to kind of escape from your reality for a moment. So you don't want to bring all that drama in there. But yeah, I know sometimes it's fun. Especially in Lost Kingdom chat. You guys can all go crazy and insulting each other. There's a lot of dirt that I get from that, that's for sure. But yeah, we've won 3 KVKs. Oh, I should say 2. I haven't been in that kingdom, but they've won KVK 1, 2, and 3 in 2390. Like I said, great leadership. I'm definitely super happy that I managed to escape 91 and go into 90. I definitely recommend, looking and asking people in the kingdoms what their opinions are, and don't ask 1 or 2 people. Ask a couple of people before you decide to migrate to a kingdom. If there's civil war issues and people are unhappy, truly just, save your passports, guys, because it's not worth it. I had to spend 80 passports. Luckily, I plan ahead. I always have enough passports for 1 extra jump just in case. But 80 passports in a month for free to play, it's tough. So make sure you make the right choice and you don't end up in a kingdom that you're gonna not want to play and log in. So definitely be careful with that. One other thing, guys, actually, before we close the live stream today, I will be doing more streams with you guys next week. I think we're going to do Ark. So I'm going to show our Ark battle to a couple of my friends that have been struggling with Ark in another kingdom. They actually don't even like to play Ark. They hate it. Just because I think they don't understand how to play it. They like to go on field and just fight, but that's really not the purpose of Ark. So I'll stream our Ark. Hopefully we win. It's going to be a tough pair for sure because we've been winning. So the next pair is going to be a little bit more difficult. But hopefully it's going to be a good one. And hopefully my stream will be a little bit better next week. And I can try to live stream it for you guys. But another thing about me before I end the session today, I'm really super happy that you guys have joined me today. It is my first time, so I'll only get better. But thing with me is I've been looking for my apple. So a lot of you probably know that, and you're all wondering what's the deal with this apple? You know, what's so special about it? Well, guys, if anybody knows Isaac Newton, he was sitting under the tree, and an apple hit him in the head, and he had a eureka moment, okay? Well, same thing happened to me. Okay, I was sitting under a tree, apple hit me on the head, and I had my eureka moment to do my YouTube channel. So this is why this apple is so special to me. Okay, it was taken. I didn't lose it. I'm pretty sure it was taken. And now this apple is gone. So I'm looking for the culprit that ate my apple. And if I find him, well, what can I do? Really, what can I do other than hunt him down and maybe tackle him? Anyways, guys, enjoy my apple segment. I'm so glad that you guys have been here. I'll stay on a little bit more and you guys can watch this stream on me looking for my apple.
Thank you for tuning in, guys. And you know, a lot of you have been sending me pics of where you think my apple is. But guys, none of those are my apple. I've come to the place where I originally last saw my apple. Now I know I didn't lose it. It was taken from me. And hopefully I'll find enough clues here to find it. But if you think you have any leads, I'll put my Discord down below. Send me a message and tell me if you know where my apple is. Guys, I think I found a piece of my apple. Somebody may have bitten into it. Alright, well, I came down to look for someone that had seen somebody eating my apple. And instead, I think I found another piece of my apple, guys. You can see it there. It's lodged between those two rocks. That is another piece of my apple. Well, this definitely proves that I'm on the right track, guys. And just to be sure, I brought a little sidekick to help sniff out the rest of my apple. Hey, are you sniffing? Are you working? What you doing? All right, sidekick, let's go. Let's see. She looks like she's sniffing. Maybe she knows where it is. Are you sure it's up there, babe? What's this? Who's been drinking? Not drinking on the job, girl. Keep going. Well, I may have hit a little bit of a snag with my little sidekick over here. She doesn't seem to be doing anything. Last time I went on a mission to find my apple, I took my little sidekick, Mini Snow, to sniff it out. She didn't do much. So today I'm going with you guys. That's right. We're going to go together. And we're going to try to find who actually bit into my apple. So you see that over here? That is the place where I last had my apple. And it was taken from me there. So we're going to head down that way and see what we can find. Alright guys, so I've made it to the place where I last had my apple, and now I'm gonna find some people and see if anyone's seen someone eating an apple. Because you better believe today I feel lucky and I'm gonna find this person. Hey guys, I'm with Sinisha and Maria, and they've been eating, hello, they were eating lunch and I disturbed them because I think that maybe they know where my apple is. Guys, do you know who Snow White is?
Yeah, of course. Yes, of course.
Yes, and do you know that she's been looking for her apple?
No, why?
Because someone ate her apple. She lost her apple and someone's been eating her apple. So you guys have been eating. Have you had an apple today?
No.
Okay, so it wasn't these guys, but thank you so much. Have you seen anyone eating an apple?
No, actually.
Okay. The search is on, guys, but don't worry, we're gonna get close. Hey, little birdie, you see my apple? Is that a yes? You bobbing your head? Guys, you may be looking for my apple. Hey guys, I'm here with Fiona and Jason. Now guys, do you know who Snow White is?
Yes.
And do you know that Snow White is looking for her apple?
Yeah,
Yes.
we know.
Yeah, so you know that I've been looking for this apple. Someone ate my apple. Have you seen anybody here who's eaten an apple?
I don't think so. We
No.
didn't see anyone.
No. Oh, guys, this is not good. Okay, well, thank you so much. But if you do see someone eating my apple, please let me know because I've been looking for this apple eater for a long time.
Sure.
Hey, guys, I'm here with Giovanni and Tatiana. Now, guys, do you know who Snow White is? Snow White.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, and you know that Snow White has an apple?
Yes.
And have you
Right.
seen anyone here with an apple?
Here?
Yes.
Never seen.
Never.
Never.
Are you sure?
True. Never.
Guys, that's not good. Hey guys, I'm here with Zafar. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Good. So, Zafar, do you know who Snow White is?
Yes, I do.
And do you know that Snow White is looking for her apple?
Yes, I do.
And have you seen someone eating her apple?
Yeah, someone there.
Really?
Yes.
Guys, we got another clue. Yahoo! Hey guys, I'm here with Muhammad Ali, and you know what? I think he's seen my apple. Have you seen my apple?
Here.
Guys, another clue. We are so close today. Hey guys, I'm here with Alan, and I'm gonna ask him if he knows about Snow White. Do you know who Snow White is?
Yes, I'm her one time for Snow White.
Yeah, and do you know that Snow White has an apple?
Yes.
And have you seen anybody around here eating an apple?
Yes.
You have?
Yes.
Which way did they go?
This way.
Really?
Yeah.
Guys, we got a clue! Yahoo! Guys, I am so excited. So Alan just told me that he saw someone eating an apple going down this way. So hey, guess what? I'm about to chase him down. Okay guys, someone said that they saw someone eating an apple running down this way. Oh, you better believe I'm gonna catch this person right now. Whew, guys, I'm exhausted. I've been chasing this guy for a while. I think he may have given me the slip. That's right. So tomorrow I'm gonna have to come up with a better plan.
Yeah, so that was my hunt for my apple, harassing people. And I think, guys, my apple has been slobbered and eaten, and yeah, it's been a year. I think it's gone. So no more apple for me, but it is what it is. What can you do? Guys, I really had an awesome time today. I will be doing more live stream in the future. So don't worry, you'll be seeing a lot more of me coming up.